rivers become future stars. Chapter 2. Journey of a River. Let's learn together. Understand the sources and importance of fresh water, especially rivers. Explain how rivers support life and the economy. Identify reasons for water pollution and ways to prevent it. Recognize the need for water conservation and promote saving water. Beginning of a river. A river usually begins in the mountains or highland areas. The source of a river can be melting glaciers, underground springs, or heavy rainfall. In cold regions, when snow and ice melt, the water flows down as small streams. These streams are called tributaries. As they come together, they form the main river. In its early stage, the river flows with great speed through narrow valleys. The slope is steep, so the water cuts through rocks and carries stones and soil with it. This helps shape the land. The river at this stage is young, fresh, and powerful. Course and flow. A river flows across a long distance. It passes through forests, plains, villages, and cities. The direction of the river depends on the slope of the land. When it reaches flat land, the river forms big curves. These curves are called meanders. At the end of its journey, the river flows into a sea or ocean. This place is called the mouth of the river. Some rivers split into many small streams before meeting the sea. This forms a delta, which has very rich soil. Many people live near rivers because the land is good for farming. Rivers also help in transport and trade. A river goes on a long journey from its starting point in the mountains to its end in the sea. On this journey, it passes through forests, villages, towns, and big cities. The way in which a river flows depends on the slope or shape of the land. In the mountains and hills, the river flows very fast because the land is steep. The water rushes down with great force and cuts through rocks, carrying stones, sand, and soil along with it. This fast-moving water can even make deep valleys and beautiful waterfalls. When the river enters flat land, it slows down and spreads wider. At this stage, it begins to form big bends or loops. These bends are called meanders. With time, some meanders get cut off from the main river and form small water bodies known as oxbow lakes. Children often see them as lakes shaped like a horseshoe. As the river keeps flowing, it finally reaches the end of its journey. It meets the sea or the ocean, and this place is called the mouth of the river. Before joining the sea, some rivers break up into many small branches. These branches are called distributaries. They spread soil and sand over a wide area and create a delta. A delta has very rich and fertile soil, which makes it perfect for farming. One of the most famous deltas in the world is the Sundarbans Delta, formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. It is also home to the Royal Bengal tiger and many other wild animals. Throughout history, rivers have played an important role in human life. Many old civilizations such as those on the banks of the Nile in Egypt, the Indus in India, and the Tigris and Euphrates in Mesopotamia developed and flourished near rivers. People lived near them because rivers provided water for farming, food, and easy transport. Even today, large cities like London on the Thames and Kolkata on the Hooghly stand proudly on river banks. Rivers are often called lifelines of civilization because they connect places, people, and cultures. Perennial and seasonal rivers. Rivers can be divided into two main types based on how long they have water: perennial rivers and seasonal rivers. Perennial rivers flow all through the year. They never dry up because they get water from melting snow in the mountains and regular rainfall. Big rivers like the Ganga and the Brahmaputra are perennial rivers. People and animals depend on them for water every season. These rivers are also called snow-fed rivers because they get a continuous supply of water from melting glaciers in the Himalayas. Since they always have water, they are very useful for farming, drinking, transport, and producing electricity. Towns and cities built on their banks have grown into busy centers of trade and culture. Seasonal rivers, on the other hand, flow only during the rainy season. They get water from rain and often dry up during the summer or winter. These rivers are common in dry regions where there is less rainfall. People and animals cannot depend on them for water all year. Farmers can use their water only during the rainy months, so irrigation becomes difficult in dry seasons. Seasonal rivers are also smaller in size compared to perennial rivers and may sometimes disappear completely when there is very little rain. Importance of rivers. Rivers are very important for all living beings. They give us fresh water, which we use for drinking, cooking, cleaning, and many other household activities. Farmers use river water to grow crops through a process called irrigation. Rivers also help in running machines in factories and are used to produce electricity through dams. This is called hydroelectric power. Many people use rivers for transport, like carrying goods in boats. Rivers are also home to fish and provide food and jobs to fishermen. In short, rivers support our daily life in many ways. They are also considered sacred in many cultures and play an important role in festivals and traditions. Rivers and agriculture. Rivers are very important for farmers because they provide water for crops. When rivers flow, they carry fertile soil from mountains and hills. This soil makes the land very good for farming. Crops like wheat, rice, sugarcane, cotton, maize, and vegetables grow well in river valleys. Sometimes, rivers are also used for fish farming, which gives people both food and income. Without rivers, large-scale farming in India would be very difficult. Rivers for transport. In ancient times, rivers were the easiest way to travel and carry goods. People used boats to move from one place to another. Even today, many rivers are used to transport goods and people. Using rivers is cheaper and safer for the environment compared to roads or railways. Many towns and markets develop along rivers, which help people trade and earn a living. Festivals and traditions on rivers. Rivers are very important in our life and culture. Many festivals and fairs happen on river banks. During Chhath Puja, people stand in the river and pray to the sun god. The Kumbh Mela, one of the largest religious gatherings in the world, is held on the banks of the Ganga and Yamuna. Rivers are also part of many stories and old legends. People thank rivers and try to keep them clean because they provide water and support life. Rivers are important not only in India but also in many countries around the world. River and biodiversity. Rivers are home to a wide variety of living beings. They support rich biodiversity, meaning many different kinds of plants and animals live in and around them. Freshwater creatures like fish, frogs, turtles, and crabs swim in river water. Birds like kingfishers and herons live near rivers and hunt for food there. Tiny insects and microorganisms also live in the water and help keep the river healthy. These animals are specially adapted to live in water. Some have gills to breathe, some have fins to swim, and some have webbed feet. All these living beings depend on clean and flowing river water to survive. If the river becomes dirty or polluted, it can harm the entire ecosystem. Dams and water storage. Dams are large walls built across rivers to stop and store the flowing water. The water is collected in a big water body called a reservoir. This stored water is very useful for many purposes. Uses of dams. Drinking water. Dams store clean water that people can use for drinking, cooking, and other daily needs. This is very important in cities and villages where natural water sources may not be enough. Irrigation. Water from dams helps farmers water their fields. It allows them to grow crops even when it does not rain. Crops like wheat, rice, sugarcane, and vegetables benefit from dam water. This ensures a steady food supply for people. Electricity. Many dams produce hydroelectric power. Flowing water turns turbines, which generate electricity. This electricity powers homes, schools, hospitals, and factories. Dams are an important source of clean and renewable energy. Water supply. Dams store water for use during dry months or droughts. They ensure that people and animals always have water, even in summer. Flood control. Dams help control floods by holding back extra water during heavy rains. This prevents damage to houses, farms, and roads. Problems caused by dams. Dams are built to store water, produce electricity, and control floods. But along with benefits, they also create some problems. When dams are built, large areas of land get flooded, and people living there may have to leave their homes. Many animals and trees lose their natural habitat. The flow of the river also changes, which affects fish and other water life. Sometimes, too much silt collects in the dam, reducing its storage capacity. If a dam breaks, it can cause dangerous floods in nearby areas. River pollution. Rivers are very important for all living things, but many rivers are getting polluted. Pollution means making the water dirty and unsafe for use. This happens when waste from homes and factories is thrown into rivers. Sometimes, plastic, harmful chemicals, and dirty water from drains also flow into the rivers. Even fertilizers and pesticides used in farming get washed into the rivers during rain. Polluted rivers are harmful for both people and animals. The dirty water can make people sick. It also affects the fish, frogs, birds, and other living things in the river. Even if a river looks clean, it may still contain harmful substances that we cannot see. Polluted water can destroy the natural balance of the river ecosystem and kill plants and animals that live there. People who use this water for drinking, bathing, or farming can get diseases like cholera and dysentery. When rivers flood. Sometimes, rivers receive too much water due to heavy rainfall or when dams overflow. When this happens, the river water rises and flows out of its banks. This is called a flood. Floods can cause a lot of damage. Water spreads over nearby land and may destroy houses, roads, farms, and buildings. People living near rivers often have to leave their homes and move to safer places. Animals and crops also get affected. While floods can be dangerous, they also bring fresh soil to the land, which can help plants grow. So, it is important to manage rivers properly to reduce the harm caused by floods. Floods can also spread diseases because dirty water mixes with drinking water. Relief camps are set up to provide food, clean water, and medicines to affected people. Governments build embankments and dams to control floods. Planting more trees along river banks also helps reduce flooding. People should be prepared and follow safety rules during floods to stay safe. When rivers dry up, sometimes there is very little rainfall for a long time. This condition is called a drought. During droughts, some rivers may dry up completely or have very little water left. When rivers dry up, it causes many problems. People face water shortages for drinking, cooking, and farming. In some places, families may have to leave their homes to find water. Elsewhere, Animals and birds also suffer because they cannot find enough water to survive. Dry rivers affect both people and nature. That is why it is important to save water and use it wisely. Saving and protecting rivers. We can all take simple steps to save and protect our rivers. Do not waste water. Use only as much water as you need. Turn off taps when not in use, especially while brushing teeth or washing hands. Reuse water where possible, such as using leftover water for plants. Fix leaking taps and pipes to prevent water loss. Avoid throwing waste like plastic, garbage, or chemicals into rivers or drains. Use water-saving devices such as water ATMs to reduce water wastage. Support government efforts. Programs like the National Water Mission help manage water resources and promote careful use of water across the country. Plant trees along river banks to prevent soil erosion and keep water clean. Organize or participate in river cleaning drives and awareness campaigns. Educate family and friends about the importance of protecting rivers and using water wisely. Recap. Rivers begin in mountains from glaciers, springs, or rain and form by joining tributaries. They flow through valleys, plains, and cities, creating meanders and ending in seas or oceans. Rivers support life, provide water, help farming, transport, and generate electricity. Dams store water but can cause flooding or displace people and animals. Pollution and drought harm rivers, so saving and using water wisely is essential. Rivers face issues like pollution, floods, droughts, and problems caused by dams, which affect people, animals, and the environment. Rivers are either perennial, flow all year, Ganga, Brahmaputra, or seasonal, flow only during rainy seasons. Word search. Tributaries. Small streams that join to form a river. Meanders. Large bends or curves formed by rivers in flat areas. Delta. A landform created where a river splits before entering the sea. Reservoir. A large water body formed behind a dam. Drought. A long period with little or no rainfall, causing rivers to dry up. Pollution. Pollution means making the air, water, or land dirty and unsafe by adding harmful substances. Dam. A dam is a wall or barrier built across a river to store and control the flow of water. Like, share, and subscribe.